been following this trend of like creator-led commerce is just like this dynamic, right? Because on one hand, you hear the viral success of like Logan Paul and Prime, or MrBeast and Feastables. But then on the other hand too, right? You hear like MrBeast and his like Beast Burger, like that was a fail, right? I mean, they couldn't figure out that supply chain to manage that customer satisfaction and that brand to continue going with that Beast Burger concept, right? And so I think it's just this interesting dynamic of it, in my opinion, there's kind of like so many success stories that we hear where it's like, oh yeah, take a creator or celebrity that has a huge audience and let's just stick a product on them and they'll sell to their audience. But there's also this dynamic of that not working and the product not resonating with their audience. So I mean, I guess to start, I'm curious, like, number one, what has stuck out to you in the creator commerce economy? And then number two, like, are there any kind of celebrity led or creator led brands that you think of that have failed, either because supply chain issues like Beast Burger, or because just the audience and product didn't fit?
Yeah, there is an article that I saw last year. I'll have to find it and put in the show notes, but it was basically going through and looking at all of the celebrity brands that have been created in the beauty space. And they were looking at it over the course of the last 10 or 15 years. It was something like only 20% of them had survived. And survived meaning that they were actually viable, they were ongoing. Everybody looks to Kylie Cosmetics and says, I want that, right? That's what they go after. And so it's actually not as simple as just saying, well, I've got this audience, let me go sell these things. And I think the reason that most brands fail is because the celebrity is not actively engaged in the brand. It doesn't come across as an authentic thing. And I always go back to Cristiano Ronaldo doing advertisements for KFC. And you can't convince me that the pictures of him holding a bucket of chicken on the soccer pitch were like, he would be doing that if he wasn't being paid millions of dollars for it. And so that's kind of sticks out as like, I guess it's good advertising because I remember it and I'm talking about it, but it's not something that he would be doing on his own, right? And so I think that for these celebrity-led brands to really do well, it has to be something that is personal to that celebrity, something that they're going to lean into, they're going to talk about, that the people can connect with, versus just putting their name on something.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think there's also cases where, like, I follow Sean Neff and he's done like a few different brands, like with Florence Bobby Mills and like Millie Bobby Brown. Like they've got a cosmetics brand, and they did base travel. They've got some big wins under that group, but they also have like ones that are doing okay, but not great. Like I know they launched like a toothpaste brand called Moon, I think it's called, with Kendall Jenner, that it seems to be doing all right, but it's not like this rocket ship of a brand that most kind of creator led brands try to become. And then I know other brands like Danny Duncan, a big YouTuber with like I think 7 or 8 million subscribers, launched this like kind of 4-hour energy competitor called Matador, and it seems like it's doing all right, but it doesn't seem like it's like taking off. It's not like the next big thing, right? It's not like outpacing 4-hour energy. Whereas I think if you consider like Prime versus Gatorade, like, yeah, Prime's trajectory versus Gatorade is like pretty insane. So I think there's that kind of dynamic where every founder now needs to look at this kind of category and say, okay, if I'm interested in launching a beauty brand, or interested in launching a hydration product, or whatever it may be, there's definitely an angle there to partner with a creator and bring them on board and try to utilize their audience to see, okay, can we get better, CPMs? Can we get higher click-through rates because they, resonate with this persona? I mean, there's a lot that goes into it that I think founders should really consider. Even if you have an existing brand that has like plateaued, right? Let's say you've got a brand that's plateaued
Sure.
at like 5 to 10 million revenue, and you're like, okay, I don't know how to get this to the next level. Maybe you need to bring in a creator to take it to the next level, right? I think it was Ridge Wallets did that with a really famous YouTuber as
Mhm.
well, to kind of put this person in as their chief creative officer. So, I mean, I love this model, and I'm excited to dive in here because it's pretty fascinating to see.
Well, let's compare two of those. So Logan Paul in Prime is doing well because what is Logan Paul known for? Well, he's first and foremost known as an athlete, as a boxer. He's got He posts workout videos. He posts, athletic videos. Now he has a podcast as well, but like that's what he's known for. And so the energy drink makes sense. Mr. Beast and the Beast Burger, Mr. Beast is known for like funny YouTube videos and just doing wacky stuff. He's not really known as somebody who sits down and eats burgers. And so that connection for the audience and what's seen as authentic is a little bit different. And I think by far the best kind of brand that's done this is HexClad and Gordon Ramsay. I mean, if you just think about Gordon Ramsay and all that equity he's built is around cooking and doing really well. And he was not a founder of HexClad. But if you ask people, they'd probably think, oh, yeah, that's Gordon Ramsay's brand. He started that.
Yeah, that's a really good point. That's a great example too, HexClad and Gordon Ramsay.